you don't have autism, you don't look autistic. Newsflash, there is no look to autism. Autism does not necessarily look a specific way. Hi, my name is Jennifer and welcome to my YouTube channel. Pause for celebration. I like to call myself the insufferable overthinker because I overthink absolutely everything. And on this YouTube channel, I want to document my thoughts and my life just so I can look back on. And if you want to join me on this journey, feel free to subscribe. Today, we're going to be talking about my experiences being Black and autistic. And being a Black woman and having autism comes with its challenges because I have challenges because I'm a Black woman, and then I have challenges because I'm autistic. When I was on the journey of figuring out if I was autistic or not, I went on this rabbit hole looking for autistic creators that looked like me, but it was extremely hard to find. So I want to be an outlet to give more information about autism and ADHD because finding individuals that look like you can be extremely difficult at times, or people that go through similar experiences as you do. Growing up, I was a very expressive, creative kid, and I loved creating anything when it came to music, fashion, writing poetry, acting, anything that was creative. That is what I did. That is what I wanted to do. And growing up in a predominantly Black and Latino school, I was bullied because the kids never saw me as Black enough. I was always labeled as whitewashed because of my interests in the things that I liked. And growing up, I found myself to be extremely socially awkward, and I struggled heavily in social interactions with people. It was hard for me to maintain friendships. It was hard for me to fully be myself. My entire life, I've masked my autism, and now I'm going on this journey of unmasking and figuring out who the real me is, who the real Jennifer is. When you have to mask your autism your entire life, because it wasn't safe for me to be authentically myself at home or at school. So I never got the chance to cultivate that sense of self in my life. I always felt like I was an alien. I always felt like just the odd one out. I felt like I didn't understand a lot of things. And my entire life, I felt like I was stupid because things that came easy to other kids just didn't come as easy for me. But when I realized I was autistic, a lot of things clicked for me. A lot of things started to make sense. And I still feel like I'm an alien. But now I know why. I just thought something was wrong with me. My entire life, I wanted to unalive myself. My entire life, I just wanted to unalive myself. I didn't want to be here. I just didn't want to be here because I felt so different. It's very hard to describe this experience, but now realizing why I feel different is because of my autism. A lot of things really clicked for me, has helped me navigate my life with more confidence in figuring out who I am. Women tend to hide their autism a lot more than their male counterparts, and because of this, a lot of misdiagnoses happen. The research for women in autism is relatively recent, so the knowledge that we know about women with autism is still something that we're still learning about. So if the studies are relatively recent for women with autism, Imagine the studies with autism in Black women. We are so underrepresented in this community, and we have to get rid of this notion that autism is supposed to look a certain way, the way that they portray it in media, that is the only way that autism is supposed to look like. Because autism can manifest in different ways. We all struggle with social interactions. We struggle with maintaining relationships in our life. We struggle with sensory issues. We struggle with restrictive behavior. We struggle with, well, this is not necessarily a struggle. We have pattern recognition, but it can also manifest in a different way. So an individual has to have all of these criteria to be considered autistic, but it can manifest in a different way. When you live in a society where you have to deal with racism and the patriarchy, things can manifest differently for one person to the other, but we are all on the spectrum. So autism is a spectrum. We all carry the same traits, but they can all manifest in a different way. There are autistic individuals that are outgoing. There are autistic individuals that are introverts. I lean more towards the introvert side. I am a yapper, but I only really yap about things that I'm passionate about. If I have nothing to say, I usually don't say anything. And in my experience, being a Black woman that doesn't speak a lot, that doesn't talk in social interactions, people tend to get angry because of that. People tend to think that I am better than them because of that. That is an experience that I go through because of my autism and the fact that I am Black. People think that I'm supposed to act like the stereotypical Black woman, and when I don't act like that, they tend to get disappointed. In friendships, they tend to get disappointed, or they just don't like me anymore. Because of my autism and trauma, I've developed CPTSD, and this makes me hypervigilant in social interactions to make sure that I am not doing the wrong thing. I tend to mask very heavily in social interactions, especially when I am in white spaces. And now I have to mask my autism and mask because I am in a white space. This is extremely exhausting, and this leads me to burnout. And burnout is extremely hard for me to get out of. It can also lead me to an autistic meltdown, having to play this game that society has built that I am already losing in a way. It's like playing a game that I've already lost, and it's exhausting to go through that in social interactions. I was in burnout for 2 years. It took me 2 years to get out of burnout. I just stayed in bed, and I bed rotted, and I didn't do anything. I was just so exhausted from everything. I was exhausted from life. I wasn't depressed, but I was just so tired all the time. And the only thing I could do was lay in bed. I'm sorry if this video is all over the place, but I'm just speaking candidly about my experiences being autistic and being a Black woman with autism. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more. I'll see you guys next time.